Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com. This is today's project, the beautiful Tea Together card. So let's gather our supplies. Now this Tea Together stamp set is in the new cling. You'll find it on page 49 of the new Spring Summer catalogue. And with a £90 spend, you can then qualify for this tea time framelit dies in Sale-a-bration. For your information, if you get a pack of thick Whisper White cardstock, the Tea Together cling stamp set, the beautifully detailed laser cut specialty DSP, now they're interleaved with these pieces of tissue paper because the intricate laser cuts could get caught in each other, so the tissue paper is to prevent that. You get 4 sheets of each design. You can cut, and then these are sort of card fronts, and there are 6 card fronts and 2 long panels. I've put this on a 12 by 12 piece cardstock in fresh fig so you can see it better, and also it's easier to handle. So you get 4 sheets of those as well. 2 sets of stamping blends, an embossing buddy, a jar of gold embossing powder, a 1 1/8 inch scallop circle punch, and all that will come to £90.75, which will qualify you for the free tea time framelit dies. I'm working on the premise that you've got the other tools you need. So that's a 1 inch circle punch, some gold foil, big shot magnetic platform, and a heat tool. I've also used my Stamparatus. You might not have that, but I just found it easier to stamp the versamark on the cardstock. Because with versamark you can't see where you've stamped, and using the Stamparatus helped me to do that. So let's get started. First I made a tea time framelits template, cut my cardstock 6 inches by 7 so that it would fit on the Stamparatus, and also it's 6 inches wide so it will fit through the big shot. Then I placed my stamp onto the template, stamped it in Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and then die cut them to create my template. Next, I used an imaging sheet, a plastic sheet or a window sheet, to help me place the image onto the teapot so that it's within the lines, and by stamping on the imaging sheet I could rub it off and reposition the stamp so that it was in the right position. So I did that, and the same with the teacup. So when I stamp, they'll both be on the teapot and teacup. And then to get that image, I did the same thing with the imaging sheet to get it in the right position, and then now it's all ready to go. Next you need to cut your blanks. So here's my sandwich, the magnetic platform, base cutting plate, cardstock, and then you can put your dies onto your Whisper White cardstock in as economical a position as you possibly can, so you don't waste the cardstock, top cutting plate, and then you're ready to run it through the big shot. So bring back my Stamparatus, pop the magnet on, insert the plate. Don't forget, when you insert the plate you need to insert it in perpendicularly at right angles into the hinges. Now I need to pop my template in there, my die cuts in there, grab the embossing buddy and run it over the teapot and teacup. ink it up with Versamark and stamp. Switch plates, ink up the flowers, stamp, switch it round, ink up the other flower over the top. Carefully pick up the teapot, drop it into your embossing powder. Now there's several pots of gold embossing powder here. Grab the heat tool and I'm just going to hold down the cardstock with the end of my tweezers. If I use the pointy end, it might leave a mark on the cardstock, so I just use the top. And I'll repeat with a cup. Can colour the roses, so I'm going to use the mint macaron combo and the petal pink combo, and I'll start with the darker one to shade the inside of the rose. Now remember to only work in small areas at a time, because the only way to blend the ink is while the ink is still wet. Oops, I think I made a mistake. I went and coloured the leaves instead of the flower. Let's start with the dark. I've got a thick Whisper White card base, and this is 5 7/8 inches by 8 1/4 inches, and it's been folded in half. That's 10.5 by 21 centimeters and folded in half. I've already cut up my 12 by 12 detailed laser sheet. It's just a question of which one shall I choose. I think this one. So glue that onto the back. Pop dimensionals on the back of the cup. Just a bit more stamping with Versamark. Oh, I forgot to put the embossing buddy on. Let's do it on a different section. Gold embossing powder. Protect my ink so I don't get embossing powder all over it. Emboss that. Use the 1 1/8 inch scallop circle punch to punch out a little scallop circle. Fast fuse on the back and attach it to the gold foil piece. Dimension on the back, and we can stick that on top. There there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe or share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back soon. Bye!